The whole party, a bunch of degenerates.
Kamala Harris, she is the Antichrist. Her and her pimp handlers will destroy our country.
Yeah, we're going to do the Trump alien to swing voter thing from Channel 4. One of my favorite things, as you guys know, is like when British people study the American heartland.
The King of New York is back to reclaim the city that he built.
Donald Trump didn't, of course, build New York City, but in the self-described world's most famous arena of Madison Square Garden, that's certainly the tale he wanted to tell. That he was back in his righteous home. Only
That's what the guy painted? The pizza boxes guy? That's awesome.
this time he brought the MAGA circus with him. But if the aim was to endear himself to his native New Yorkers, the opening act sure didn't get the memo.
Like, I don't know if you guys know this, but there's literally a floating island of garbage in the middle of the ocean right now. Yeah. I think it's called Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico is in fact an American territory, which makes them, by the way, a critical American voting bloc. Racist slur number one.
There are more Puerto Ricans. First of all, okay, couple facts. Puerto Rico, American territory. If you're Puerto Rican and living in Puerto Rico, you can't vote. However, if you are Puerto Rican living on mainland United States of America, as there are, by the way, more Puerto Ricans living in the continental United States than there are in Puerto Rico, just so you guys understand, you can vote. Okay? Just so we're clear. Okay? And there are a decent number of Puerto Rican Trump supporters. The thing is, they also love Puerto Rico unconditionally for understandable reasons, okay? If it ain't a shithole, then why did they leave? That's awesome. See? Here you go. Here you go. Dumb fucks. Once again, keep chirping. Keep chirping, dude. Keep fucking chirping, bitch ass. So fucking stupid. People are so openly disgusting. Like, I think more people should be embarrassed to have opinions like this that they broadly televise. Okay? They didn't leave Puerto Rico. They are American citizens living in another part of America. It's like being from California and loving California, but having to move for one reason or another to a different fucking state. Okay? That's number one. Number two, there are obviously many reasons as to why Puerto Rico is deliberately underserved as a U.S. territory. Okay? We fucked Puerto Rico up. We did. America, the American government. Okay? What a fucking stupid question. Oh, why did they leave Puerto Rico instead of staying on the fucking island? And it's like, I wonder why, dude. I wonder why. Well, one immediate reason is because Puerto Ricans are treated as second-class fucking citizens. That's number one. Second reason is that the infrastructure is deliberately kept shitty. It is one of the greatest examples of vulture capitalism. Democrats and Republicans are both responsible for this, for the record. It's you can loop this under like the bipartisan consensus of American foreign policy if you want to. Anyway.
But it got darker and more dystopian from there.
The whole party, a bunch of degenerates.
Kamala Harris, she is the Antichrist. Her and her pimp handlers will destroy our country. We need to slaughter this other people.
Then came the main act himself. They almost managed a kiss. But did Trump manage to rise above the X-rated sideshow? As the New Yorkers like to say, forget about it.
Kamala, you're...
A British person trying to do a forget about it joke is insane. Don't do that. That's like a hate crime, I think. That's unacceptable, okay? Unacceptable.
Fired. Get out. Get out. You're fired.
Camila!
The aim was to paint this...
I do think it's funny how these guys exercise so many creative liberties whenever they want to try and figure out a way of saying Kamala Harris's name wrong. Like, they use all their creative juices on that, okay? They're tapped out by the time it comes to like being creative for anything else.
This is the pinnacle of Trump's comeback. But critics drew a very different parallel with a Nazi rally that was held in this very venue in 1939. Only this was the here and now.
November 5th, 2024, 9 days from now, will be Liberation Day in America. It's going to be Liberation Day. On day one, I will launch the largest deportation program in American history. I'm going to get the criminals out. I'm going to kick them the hell out of our country as fast as possible.
Outside.
Why do you think the Puerto Rico thing is getting more attention than some of the more unhinged statements? Because Puerto Ricans are American citizens and they love Puerto Rico, regardless of what their fucking political allegiances are. Okay? And they vote. You can say whatever the fuck you want about undocumented immigrants, but because they have no political power, because they are hyper marginalized, but they don't have any kind of fucking motion in terms of voting because they can't vote, it doesn't matter. You can get away with all the other unhinged shit. You can literally say whatever the fuck you want. You can lie and say Haitians are eating cats and dogs, which Donald Trump also did. People find that gross, but there's not the same level of pushback because Haitian migrants that are here with the proper paperwork under temporary protected status still do not have the right to vote. Puerto Ricans, on the other hand, do have the right to vote. There's 500,000 Puerto Ricans in Pennsylvania, dude. And it's such a very obvious, overt, gross, racist ass fucking thing to say, oh, it's a trash island. There are, once again, and I'm going to repeat this, there are, once again, more Puerto Ricans living in mainland United States of America, Alaska, Hawaii, than there are in Puerto Rico, the island. Okay? And virtually every single one of them loves Puerto Rico. Doesn't matter. They could be hogs. Doesn't matter. They could be Trump supporters. They still understandably love Puerto Rico and want what's best for Puerto Rico. Okay? That's what happens when you are a colony. You maintain some kind of like hope that inevitably your people and your island will thrive. Have you not met like a Puerto Rican person ever? This is not like other people in diaspora. Okay, it's a unique predicament. Like Cubans in Miami, especially, do not like Cuba. Okay, that's why you hear insane statements about Cuba, like from Miami Cubans in diaspora. Even I would say Venezuelans. Many Venezuelans are not exactly fond of Venezuela for one reason or another. That's not the same for Puerto Ricans.
The assembled MAGA faithful were full of pride.
Gee, I've been a lifelong New Yorker, lifelong Republican, and I have never been able to confidently wear my MAGA hat in the street until this rally today.
And we saw the economy under Trump, we saw the economy under Kamala. Which one was better?
Well, he was over 2 hours late, and we had this.
I need like one extra question from these people, like just one additional question, please. I feel like it's journalistic malpractice, and also you're leaving a lot of content on the fucking table when you don't ask them, what do you mean by that? What do you think Trump is going to do in terms of fixing the economy? What do you think Trump is going to do to fix the economy? What has he communicated to you? You're kind of misspeaking. They love the country but are more conservative, so they hate the governments in Cuba and Venezuela. No right-wing Puerto Rican is going to advocate to bomb the island of Puerto Rico in the way that like a right-wing Cuban will advocate to bomb the current Cuban island. Not just the administration, but just bomb Cuba. That's the difference. Like the distinction I'm trying to make here is that regardless of political allegiances, Puerto Ricans still obviously love Puerto Rico. Puerto Ricans, especially conservative ones, will get pissed off if you make them. I mean, yeah, I lived in Miami. This is common for every Latin American subgroup, if we're being real. Puerto Ricans, especially conservative ones, will get pissed off if you mistake them for Mexicans and are incredibly proud of being Puerto Rican. Understandably, why people will be like, I'm not Mexican, I'm Puerto Rican, or I'm not, that's literally just racism. That's a normal thing to get mad at. But the meme in Miami especially is like Latinos fucking have a little extra smoke for being mistaken, like Dominicans for Haitian, or Puerto Ricans for Dominican. Like it's a meta. It's a meme. Point is, he's going to increase our taxes and decrease our taxes. The upper class, that's going to make his friends rich. So that's how we'll fix the economy. Miami Cubans here. We are the Iranians of the Americas. I have family that do advocate to nuke Havana. Meanwhile, my best friend is from PR and he wants to nuke Washington to free PR. Yeah. I'm not kidding. Of course I'm not kidding, dude. Yes. Miami's Cuban mayor says the U.S. should consider airstrikes against Cuba. Yeah, we talk about Balkan posting online quite a bit, but it is very similar. Like, Latinos also Balkan post in terms of like where they come from, like unironically. They do. But we're not going to get into that right now. It's not important. Let's continue.
Standard mix of campaign themes, the economy and immigration, and a fair bit of freewheeling, which may explain why hundreds of Donald Trump fans are leaving early. How was it?
Incredible, amazing. It was electrifying. The place, everybody was on fire.
You know, there could be a red wave coming through. You never know. We could be another swing state.
She surely knows that Democratic New York would never vote for Donald Trump. Harris is 15 points ahead here, and she, by chance, was visiting a Puerto Rican restaurant yesterday in Philadelphia as Trump's anti-immigrant barrage was underway. Today, as she was en route to the swing state of Michigan, Harris said Puerto Rican voters would support her and reject what she called Trump's nonsense in New York.
They want a president of the United States who's about uplifting the people and not berating, not calling America a garbage can.
Joe Biden popped up too this morning, doing his Democratic duty by voting in Delaware, one of the closing acts of his political career.
It's up to you. No.
The question is whether Donald Trump's big New York finale will be one of the closing acts of his.
Siobhan Kennedy reporting. Well, let's get some reaction to the Madison Square Garden rally from Albert Eisenberg, Republican political strategist and a writer for the Philadelphia Inquirer in the city. Welcome to the program, Albert. That was a hate rally, wasn't it, last night?
I think that a lot of the people in attendance who are increasingly diverse on the Republican side, the Republican Party is getting more diverse, will continue to get more diverse this election, would protest that.
But there's some very off-color jokes.
Yeah, there were.
Against Latinos, against African Americans, against Jews. I mean, just off-color, unacceptable language.
Yeah, but it's funny because there's always media uproar when it comes from the right, but I haven't been asked any questions about the Hamas rhetoric, pro-Hezbollah.
What Hamas or pro-Hezbollah rhetoric is happening at any point? Like, what has happened? Where is this happening?
Rhetoric on college campuses, and Kamala really has as a Jewish person. It's actually incredibly important how you frame the discussion.
It is, but none of those students are running for the presidency, and
no, but they're supporting the Democratic Party. And
but hang on, this is a presidential candidate who's been president, running for office. This is his final pitch.
So the vast majority,
and he opens the gates to some very offensive language.
So the vast majority of voters are not going to be voting based on an off-color joke about Puerto Rico, which was off-color, not good. They should have vetted that comedian, and they should have had him on.
And they did apologize, but they sort of distanced themselves. Is that because Puerto Rican voters matter, especially in this state?
Absolutely, and Latino voters are shifting Republican. So despite a lot of the uproar and sort of the upper-educated, people who consume a lot of media.
Yeah, it's elitism. It's the elites, dude. I hate this because there is some validity to these claims when the Democratic Party is posturing with Liz Cheney over and over again and have openly targeted college educated whites in the suburbs. That is what's so fucking annoying about it. Okay, that is what's so fucking annoying about it. It's the Democratic Party has historically been the pro-working class party. What the fuck? I hate that they're just completely dropping. They're completely dropping the ball on this shit. Crazy it took this long to see Trump as the fascist he is. I don't think you're talking to me, right? Because there's never been a moment where I haven't said that. Oh, you're talking about like Puerto Rican voters potentially?
Trump's rally at Madison Square Garden on the penultimate Sunday before the election turned into a charged denunciation of the political and legal system that impeached, indicted, and convicted him, fueling the intense energy within the MAGA movement. A comedian opened by dismissing Puerto Rico as a floating island of garbage, following up with offensive stereotypes about Hispanics, Jews, Palestinians, and even calling out a black man in the crowd with a reference to watermelon. Other speakers targeted Vice President Kamala Harris, with one making disparaging remarks about her and another calling her the Antichrist. Former Fox News host Tucker Carlson mocked Harris's heritage with her fabricated ethnicity, suggesting she aims to be the first Samoan Malaysian low IQ former California prosecutor ever elected president. When Trump himself took the stage, instead of a unifying message with just over a week left in a close race, the rally evolved into a spectacle of grievances, misogyny, and racism. If it felt like a Republican National Convention encore, with figures like Senator J.D. Vance, Tucker Carlson, Vivek Ramaswamy,
GeoGuessr Israel guy just dropped a great one on Puerto Rico.
Ocasio, thanks for the 10 gifted. Lush vegetation, fertile soil. Oh man, this infrastructure needs some help. Maybe we're over here in Haiti. What? Why is there crumbling infrastructure in a U.S. territory? In October 1898, the United States seized control over Puerto Rico and began using the island as a testing ground for chemical weapons and forced sterilization campaigns. During World War II, the United States wanted to test chemical weapons on human subjects to ensure their efficacy across races. So they conducted racial tests.
That's, by the way, that's such an incredibly racist thing to do on both ends. Like on the one hand, you're obviously like treating different races as like less than human by subjecting them to chemical weapons testing. But on the other hand, it's also incredibly racist because you're like, oh, well, we have to make sure that like black and brown people don't have like a special way of not being killed by our chemical weapons in a way that like white people will be killed. That's just race science. We need to determine their Pokemon type weaknesses. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like insane.
Testing on Puerto Rican subjects. They also conducted jungle testing on Puerto Ricans on an island off the coast of Panama. The same doctor who conducted this testing bragged about injecting cancer into a number of his Puerto Rican.
Big homie had the Hitler stash and everything. That's kind of crazy. Like, you ain't slick, Cornelius. You ain't slick. He had like a little bit on the sides to be like, no, it's not Hitler. But like, come on, man. Seems like you fucking deliberately shaved off the sides, big dog. What is that? You ain't slick, dude.
Rican patients in a letter that was leaked in 1932. In 1945, he was awarded the Legion of Merit by the United States Armed Forces. In the 1940s,
maybe Hitler got it from this guy.
Mainland leaders were concerned with the growing population of the island, so they rolled out a forced sterilization campaign that spanned decades and forcibly sterilized 1/3 of all the women on the island. This campaign led to even more gruesome experimentation around a drug that ultimately produced the modern-day birth control pill. And now, our leaders hand no-bid contracts to their cronies to leech off of even more of the island's resources, despite the ever-growing threat of climate catastrophes there.
Yeah. Wasn't this a bit you and Austin did? It's apparently a political ad now.
Your pilot speaking. They tell me the plane is malfunctioning. I'm not surprised. They were very unfair when they gave me this plane. They're giving us bad planes, nasty planes. I think I know a lot more about flying planes even than a lot of the engineers do. I look around and see all the beautiful lights and switches. Nobody knows what they do. They said flip that one and maybe this one. I said let's flip all the switches, but nobody listens.
It's not a bad ad. They also tested the concentrations of pill on Puerto Rican women. The hormone concentrations were like 60x the modern pill. The test subjects we know of, very little of the thousands died of cancer. Oh, he beat me. Yeah, he did talk about that. We've done so many fucking awful things to just people that we considered less than human. In It's kind of wild. AOC endorsed the pro-independence gubernatorial candidate, by the way. Yeah. It says, Vamos, Puerto Rico, hoy estoy orgullosa de endosar la alianza. Juan Dalmau por gobernador. Ana Irma Rivera Lacen por comisionado residente de Puerto Rico. Y a Manuel Natal por alcalde de San Juan. Porque Puerto Rico no se vende, se defiende. Damn, I didn't know you were such a gifted linguist. When I do a good Spanish accent, you guys make fun of me. When I do the deliberate Peggy Hill, you also make fun of me. There's no winning. This accent is worse for Puerto Rico than the comedian's joke. I'm sorry. Hasan Spanish, a Loki. Hey, okay, I'm going to try. Vamos, Puerto Rico. Hoy estoy orgullosa de endosar la alianza. Juan Dalmau por gobernador. Ana Irma Rivera Lacen por comisionado residente de Puerto Rico. Y a Manuel Natal por alcalde de San Juan. Porque Puerto Rico no se vende, se defiende. Is that better? Yes, that is somehow worse. Wait, what? How is that worse? How did you end up making it worse? Okay, half the chat is saying it's so much better, and half the chat is saying it's so much worse. Porque Puerto Rico no se vende, se defiende? Am I saying it wrong? Calm down, you got a little spicy with the arrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrrr you. ¿Por qué Puerto Rico no se vende? Se defiende. How the chat ain't native speakers. How would they know? I don't know. Say ferrocarril. I don't know what that means. Are you making me say something bad? Alcalde, not alcalde. Okay. Roll the R in Puerto Rico when you say Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico. Okay. The R in Puerto is just soft, just a tap, otherwise good. Okay. All right, let's continue.
Most voters are pocketbook voters. They have not liked what they've seen on affordability. They've not liked what they've seen on the border from the Biden-Harris administration. It's increasingly economically impossible for working class people to get by, and foreign policy-wise, the world's become a lot less stable under Biden-Harris. So my point is just, yeah, there were some off-color jokes. Trump's an off-color guy, but people are going to be voting based on the issues.
And off-color is a very mild way of describing this. I wonder if they only sort of apologized about the Puerto Rican stuff because it matters electorally, and the rest is just fine. It's offensive politics.
Exactly. Just so you understand, like, that is the reason where people were like, why do they care about the Puerto Rican stuff so much, but like not about anything else? Well, that's because Puerto Ricans vote. They're American citizens, and there's a shit ton of them, and they all love Puerto Rico. So that's the reason why Trump is like, I love Puerto Rico. I'm a fan. I love it.
You put your finger in the air and decide. I mean, politicians do all sorts of things because they think it'll matter or not.
Does it set the right tone for this country? I mean, at the end of the day, it's one country. Hopefully someone's going to try and unite it.
Yeah, I mean, I would say allowing Putin to march into Ukraine and pulling out of Afghanistan and leaving billions of dollars of military kit actually set a much worse tone than an inappropriate rally. And I hope you're hearing me on that, because that really matters.
I'm absolutely hearing
listeners
you. Well, it matters in Europe.
Yeah,
but
they need to understand, the viewers at home need to understand, there are regular people in this country that are not able to afford living.
Allowing Putin to move into Ukraine, Donald Trump is the guy who wants to cut and run when it comes to Ukraine.
I think that's massive speculation, but we'll see, because I think Trump's going to win. Okay. So we'll have to see how it goes. I think the world's going to be more safe under the Trump administration. I think a lot of people agree with me on that.
On that point of Trump winning, if he does...
I thought Puerto Ricans can't vote for president. Yeah, Puerto Ricans in Puerto Rico can't. There are more Puerto Ricans living in the continental United States of America than in the island of Puerto Rico. Okay? Puerto Ricans are American citizens. Puerto Rico's American territory. Oh my God. This is like super basic shit. How the fuck is a Turkish guy describing to Americans what their fucking country is like? What the fuck? I don't understand it. So are Hawaiians, by the way. Yeah, but Hawaii is a state. So they can fucking live in Hawaii and vote for the president. Puerto Rico, on the other hand, is still considered a territory. This is part of the reason why it's, Hawaii has a litany of similar problems to Puerto Rico in the way that we have treated the indigenous population, like destroying their ecosystems and whatnot. But Hawaii still gets like some of the amenities of being a state that Puerto Rico as the island does not.
Doesn't win, do you think he's still going to declare victory, or is he going to concede?
Man, all the speculation. I don't know whether Kamala's going to. I mean, she's out there calling him a Nazi. So that's all very heated rhetoric. And I'm genuinely not trying to be defensive because I'm a Republican commentator.
Think he should
I'm telling you how I feel.
But
this is what Trump's answer was to the Puerto Rican stuff, by the way.
I will vote for Donald Trump. Oh my God, I will vote. I will vote for Donald Trump. Oh my God, I will vote. I will vote. I will vote for Donald Trump. The people go out to vote, no fear, no more. Vote for Trump. Let's go. Vote for Trump. If you wanna keep America great, vote for Trump. Let's do it. I vote for Trump.
Yeah, this is an old ad.
Oh my God, I will
This is a Hasanabi classic.
I will vote. Oh yeah.
For Donald Trump.
Oh my God, I will vote. Oh my God, I will vote for Donald Trump.
This is also unimaginably racist because I don't think these guys are Puerto Rican. Not a single Puerto Rican here. They're Cuban. And he's just like, people are saying I'm being racist to Puerto Ricans. Well, here's a bunch of Puerto Ricans. Okay. Here's a bunch of Puerto Ricans saying in a Spanish accent that they'll be voting for me. Meanwhile, they're all Cuban. What's the difference? They're all Mexican. I don't understand it.
Don't believe it, fake news. All I need is the truth. Because we love our country. We love it just like you.
Economy.
Life is good for Trump because we love our country. We love it just like you. Oh my God, I will vote. I will vote for Donald Trump. Oh my God, I will vote. I will vote for Donald Trump.
Yeah, all the flags are Trump Pence because this is an old song. We've literally, I've played this. I think this song actually originated as an AI song back in the day, and then I guess someone went and remade it. But like this is not like I've played this before. There wasn't good AI in 2016. No, there was. Yes. It was like the earliest versions of like AI music. And I don't think it was in 2016. I think it was in 2020. But yeah, see? Oh my God, I will vote for Donald Trump, performed a Trump rally in Miami.
Anger and hostility dominated Sunday night's rally at Madison Square Garden, where Donald Trump and his surrogates delivered speeches filled with racist remarks, harsh insults, and inflammatory statements about immigrants. With the election only 9 days away, Trump reiterated his assertion that he's fighting the enemy from within and promised to enact the largest deportation program in American history. His speech included a meandering anecdote about ending a call with a very, very important person to watch an Elon Musk rocket landing. The rally, held in the heart of Manhattan, drew comparisons to a notorious 1939 Nazi rally at the same venue. Tim Walz, running alongside Kamala Harris, remarked on a direct parallel between the two events. The TNC even projected quotes from Trump's former chief of staff on the arena's exterior, highlighting claims that Trump once praised Hitler. A dark atmosphere pervaded the hours-long event, with speakers making offensive comments, including one calling Puerto Rico, home to 3.2 million US citizens, an island of garbage, Tucker Carlson mocking Harris's racial identity, a radio host calling Hillary Clinton a sick bastard, and the childhood friend of Trump's brandishing a crucifix and labeling Harris as the Antichrist. If you found this video informative, then make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to this channel for more videos like this, and thanks for watching.